I'm Gene Grant here in the studios of New Mexico PBS with our Line Opinion panelists, getting ready to talk about some of the top news stories this week. But before we start, we ask all of our panelists an off-the-cuff question as a warm-up. Everyone loves a good mystery story, especially when it includes a treasure hunt. And right now, Santa Fe's Forrest Fenn is still the master of one of the great treasure hunts in the world currently. The famed art dealer unveiled the fact that he had hidden a treasure chest of gold, jewels, cash nearly 8 years ago. And a lot of people have died searching for it, but its location remains a mystery. Our friend Julianne Grimm caught up with Fenn for a recent Q&A about the treasure, but it got us thinking, is this something you would actually go hunting for? Dan, I'm going to start with you. Are you the adventurous type? I mean, this Fenn thing, you can talk about that certainly, but would you do that if you had a sense that you can go out in the wilds of New Mexico and just be set for life if you put a little sweat equity into it? Would you do it? Would you go treasure hunting?
Gene, do I look like someone that would go treasure hunting?
God, everyone has a number.
Gene, do I look like?
Currently, no. Currently, no.
We've had this conversation here and with other friends about, does anybody have a number? Everybody has a number.
That's right.
There's not the number that's in this box ain't enough to get my big booty off the couch to go traipsing around in the forest. Adventurous,
right?
Yeah, I'm adventurous in a lot of areas, but getting my big booty off the couch to go walk through the forest in hopes that I find the four-leaf clover ain't happening.
I'll Fenn people out there. You're safe from Dan Foley. What do you think about this Fenn thing? Do you think it's appropriate? There's people are dying trying to find this thing. Is it appropriate to be doing this what this guy's doing?
Well, that's Darwinism. I mean, that's going to happen. You got crazy people going to do crazy things all the time. I mean, the guy says he put this stuff out there. People are spending their time searching for this stuff. I mean, right. Like I said, it ain't for me. If you came and asked me, hey, this is what my plan is for the future, I'd probably counsel you that that's not the right plan for the
financial
future.
plan for the future. Right.
I would think maybe you should go to work for Laura or Justine at the law firm or Eric with the nonprofit. Something like that would have a better chance for you to be successful than traipsing around the Santa Fe National Forest for a hidden box of treasure.
That's true. Laura Sanchez, you were an adventurer. Would you and your husband go out and no?
Only if it was filled with Star Wars memorabilia.
Maybe with Star Wars or Star Trek memorabilia, we might be out there looking for that. No, I think this is the saddest kind of self-aggrandizement that anybody could do. I'm going to bury a treasure out in the middle of nowhere, and people are going to search for it, and they're going to die looking for it. I mean, it's just like, what do you?
Right, and do these interviews about it. I know.
It's just weird self-promotion that I'm not comfortable with, and I think it's really sad. It's a reflection on where people are, and they're so desperate to strike it rich or whatever. I mean, I think I'm uncomfortable with the whole thing.
You wouldn't be alone. Eric, you an adventurer? Would you do the Treasure Sierra Madre thing?
Closest I got is saving up for a metal detector when I was a kid and going out and
go on the beach and
Tingley Park. Nice. I ended up I think losing $14 on the whole trip. But I think there's something about certainly in terms of honorable professions, I think this is probably a lot more honorable than some political professions.
Hadn't thought about it that way. That's a good point.
Kudos.
If it's a way to get rich.
Spoken as a former political politico.
In the range of sort of ethical and sort of worthy professions, I think it's probably ranks above several I can think of. So.
Now, I may have missed this, but do we have photographic proof that this man actually put all this stuff in a box? Has anyone ever seen a picture of these glittering jewels and cash? And you know what I'm saying, Justine? It just doesn't. He can say what he wants, but what if it's nothing there after all this time?
I mean, I haven't paid enough attention to know if there's proof. I think it's a hoax, but I'd do it for free anyway. I'd go traipse through the mountains. And, I guess...
Would you hire someone to do it for you?
Probably not.
Right.
Maybe it is a bit self-aggrandizing, but I think anything that gets people to go outside when the forest isn't closed due to the threat of fire and get off their computers and their phones and enjoy our national forest isn't a bad thing.
I hear you, and you're being funny. I hear you, but a lot of these folks are elder men. Do you know what I mean? They tend the ones that have died. They're not exactly,
whose fault is that, Gene?
Fit,
If you're 70 years old, you want to go traipsing through the forest and find a box of jewels.
Right.
You're a moron. What happens to you is the result of your inability to think clearly. It's not the guy's fault that hid the stuff. It's not the forest's fault. It's not anybody's fault other than your big booty getting off the couch and saying, this is the plan, and I'm going to go traipse around and do
If it turned out this box was empty after all, there was no box, should he be liable, Eric Griego, for some of these deaths? Is any responsibility at all? If it turned out there was no booty from this thing?
Well, I mean, morally liable, probably. I mean, and I'm sure there's a trial lawyer or a plaintiff's attorney somewhere would probably take the case, but
I wouldn't take that case.
You wouldn't take that case.
No.
But I think there is an element of sort of exploitation there. I agree kind of with Laura's. Like, I hope the guy's not just being sort of really dark about this. That he's really trying to get, I've heard he's trying to get people outdoors. I've heard it's, give some people something to do.
Right.
But I'm just hoping he's not sitting back somewhere or, is he still alive, right? Is he?
I think so. I think so.
I think
yeah.
He's, look at what I've caused, you know what I mean? But
he's taken it all the way, though. He has said, but no one's ever died trying to find Pokemon Go. You know what I mean? I mean, it just
they're about to in my neighborhood if they stand in the middle of the road at 2 in the morning like they are.
I don't think anybody.
You should. My neighborhood, for some reason,
yeah.
has got something going on. Last Saturday, there had to be 800 people standing on the street. I'm serious.
Right.
And you can't drive. They're like zombies with their phones.
That's
so
right.
I think they should be more liable than this guy hiding the
On that last note, thanks for watching.